Central pawns are quite nice, aren't they? Well, in this game, I lost the central pawn and it just completely imploded my position. In chess, often you can give away this or this pawn and you'll see the engine doesn't care. You know, you get a lot of compensation for the pawn. It can even be good to just give away one of these pawns. You get activity for the bishop, you open the rook to maybe attack their king, you know, knight out and castle the opposite side and you got a big attack going. But in this game we see I lose a central pawn, and in this Petrov position where I take, it just, yeah, like I said, destroys my position. So here the knight jumps to the side and I solidify the center, which is all natural. Now here I should have played here. And after knight back, I can come queen out, pressure this square, maybe take sometimes to damage the structure, and I've got a very nice position. But I invite this move, where they could sort of equalize here. Queen protected. If I take, it corrects their pawn structure. And if this and takes, they've got queen and bishop covering this knight. But they're reinforced, which gives me this chance to kick the knight out. I'm very happy. Now, I played this awful move. I played two really bad moves in this game. This is sometimes okay if you can damage the structure, but in this case, they just take with the rook and they activate a piece. And I give away probably my strongest piece relative to its value. This dark square bishop's covering a lot of squares there. But I do get to break in the center. I've got these two really strong pawns here. They come out with the queen. And this is my second catastrophic move of the game. I castle inviting this. I couldn't quite visualize that after king here, this pawn is pinned and, you know, this pawn can then be taken. But, so they set up this mate threat now, and I just defend. They again re-establish the mate threat if takes, takes, takes. So I offer a queen trade. Now if they take, I develop a piece. I'm very happy. So they slide back with a queen, but they've still got a bit of pressure here. I just centralize a rook, protecting this pawn, maybe creating an alignment issue with their king and queen in the future, and they just castle. So knight now defends this square, and they offer a trade. If takes, I cannot recapture because of the pin. So I somehow need to solve this problem. I move the bishop there, and now they've got pressure on this square. Can't take because queen covers, and I neglect to realize that there's too much pressure on this central pawn and my whole position falls apart. One pawn, guys, and it's over. It's really bad. That was my whole advantage in the position was these two pawns here cracking in the center. Once I lose that, I've got nothing. And their advantage still remains the fact they've got this sort of aggressive rook bishop combo. You know, my king looks a little bit weak this game. So I could have here, if I played the correct move, instead of queen here to try and defend the pawn, which didn't make any sense because there's two attackers. If I played this move, I actually would have won because rook is just trapped. Rook has to go back and lose the exchange, damage the structure, and I get these three pawns in the center. Completely winning for me. But I miss this move and I get really badly punished this game. It's horrible, guys. There's another trade here. They've got all this pressure down here, but I have got the square defended. They try and solidify. They're lining up with my king. Issues all over the place, guys. Maybe this is going to come back, trying to set up more threats. I take a pawn there, and then they just finish me off. They see the alignment issue, my king and queen. I sacrifice my rook. They don't even take it. They add more pressure to the pin piece, which really twists the screw here. And I get this little exchange, but they win the rook at the beginning. And then I don't get much after this. The position falls apart, guys. We get into a bit of a messy endgame here. But after they win this pawn, I'm under time pressure here, and I give away this, and the game is over. So moral of this story, central pawns are important. Defend them, push them if you can, and reinforce them. If I'd found that reinforcing move to support the center here, it would have been mind-shatteringly winning. It would have been so good. But I don't reinforce the center. I leave my center undefended, and it costs me badly, guys. So hope you enjoy that. Hope you protect your center in the future, guys. And yeah, like and subscribe. Cheers.